if you just simply look at the birth rate statistics, you can tell what the future is going to be like because you can see how many children were born last year, and then you can say like, is the birth rate trending down or up? And it's been trending down basically almost everywhere.
Well, I'm trying to set a good example on the kid front.
6 kids.
Yes. For now.
How much time do you spend with them?
I spend about as much time as they want to spend with me. So
Would they? Yeah.
I mean, they're not. Well, one's just a baby, and the others are 14 and 16, and teenagers don't usually want to hang out with their parents that much. You know, we just had Thanksgiving weekend, so all the kids were over. So I've spent. If they want to spend more time with me, I say like, I actually ask them, "Are you sure we don't want to hang out more?" They're like, "No." So I think it's probably the right amount then, since they don't want to hang out more.
How do we create something to keep us alive?
I'm not
longer?
worried about dying.
Can we create something to keep us alive longer or no?
I don't know if we should have longevity, because the people who will get the longevity first are probably people you wouldn't want to live that long.
You think that's going to be possible though, with like modern medicine and just everything we're doing?
Some amount of longevity, I think, is certainly possible. You say it's possible, sure. I think I could probably solve longevity to some degree, but I don't want to.
If the right person came to you.
The problem is, like, when people get old, they don't change their minds. They just die. If you want to have progress in society, people need to die.
You a drinker or no?
Do I drink alcohol?
You try to?
Yeah, of course I drink alcohol.
You gotta try one.
Sure.
Sweet.
Cheers.
How was your day? What'd you get up to today?
Not bad.
Just work or like working, or how was your day?
Should I get closer to the mic?
Yeah, probably.
Hello.
Let's fix it.
Hi.
We're just rolling too. We just always just go straight for it.
Hello.
We don't have fundamental capital misallocations in the U.S. as we have had in the past, like leading up to 2008, where we were building primary housing units at twice the rate of household formation, which obviously doesn't make sense. And there were a lot of companies that were over-levered. The leverage or debt that companies have right now is relatively low.
Being at a net worth of 230 billion, roughly, being perceived as the richest person on Earth.
Well, I think Putin is significantly richer than me.
You really do, yeah?
Yes. Well, I mean, I can't go invade countries and stuff. I believe. I mean, there's like some old quote that from was it Crassus or that you're not really rich unless you can afford a legion. Is we wanted to convey, probably more importantly than anything else that we talk about here, is that there is a clear path to a sustainable energy Earth. It's not, it doesn't require destroying natural habitats. It doesn't require us to be austere and stop using electricity and sort of be in the cold or anything. The story, and I think this holds together quite well, and we'll be actually publishing a detailed white paper with all of our assumptions and calculations, is that there is a clear path to a fully sustainable Earth with abundance. In fact, you could support a civilization much bigger than Earth, than much more than the 8 billion humans, could actually be supported sustainably on Earth. And I'm just often shocked and surprised by how few people realize this. Most of the smart people I know actually don't see this clear path. They think that there's not a path to a sustainable energy future, or at least there's not one that is sustainable at our current population, or that would have to resort to extreme measures. None of this is true. So we're going to walk through the calculations for how to create a sustainable energy civilization. Yeah.
And to set the stage, today our energy economy, let's be honest, it's dirty and it's wasteful. Over 80% of global energy, primary energy, comes from fossil fuels, and only 1/3 of that global energy actually ends up delivering useful work or heat. This is the problem statement, but we're here to talk about the solution.
Yeah, it's like some of this I'm going to elaborate because there's a very wide range of technical expertise out there, from people who are like, whatever, level 9 wizards in the subject, to people who do not do engineering at all. So if you have a gasoline car, you're converting less than a third, often maybe only 25% of the energy in the gasoline is converted into motion. The rest is turned into waste heat. That doesn't do any good at all. And there's a lot of energy required even to get the oil out of the ground, to refine the oil, and to transport the gasoline to the gas station. So when you look at all that, for a typical gasoline car is actually going to be using less than 20%, fully considered, of the energy from the oil actually goes into motion. So this is when we see people doing calculations for what does it take to create a sustainable energy Earth, they assume that the same energy amount is required for an electrified civilization versus a combustion civilization. This is not true, because most of the energy of combustion is waste heat.
And even to get the fuel to combust in the first place and get it to the end use, there's a lot lost along the way. I mean, this is the primary energy consumption, 165 petawatt hours a year. Petawatt hour is a trillion kilowatt hours, so it's a large amount of energy. But the nice thing about electrified economy, there's a better way, we're going to talk about it, is that through end-use efficiency and through efficiency along every step of the way, actually the total energy use halves. So this is one of the most enabling aspects of electrifying everything, is that the sustainable energy economy is that much easier to accomplish. It's actually half the problem statement of the fossil fuel economy.
Yeah, and we're being conservative here, so it could be better than half, but we're trying to have assumptions that are reasonable, not overly optimistic, in fact slightly pessimistic. So it's really better than half, but just say it's easy to make the argument that we need half as much energy with an electric economy versus a combustion economy.